Good afternoon. I know I was supposed to give y'all a market update 2 weeks ago. I've been extremely busy because God is good. And your girl got her mojo back. Q mojo back. So then before I do the market update, I don't interview well. It's like I was a great test taker in school, but I don't know, maybe I'm just too humble. It's hard for me to talk about how great of a realtor I am, or like, these are the things I'm gonna do. I'm just like, I don't know why that makes me feel so uncomfortable. So anyways, I ended up selling a condo for a customer. She referred her sister to me. And then I thought we were going to go ahead and get her property listed in a neighborhood that I don't like. I was still going to do it because when I get referrals, even if I don't want to do it, I do it. So then she decides she wants to interview a few other realtors because I'm guessing I charge too high of a commission. Completely up to you. I have to charge what it costs to do this work. It costs what it costs. So she ended up going with the other realtor. And then I had another customer. Well, she's really a friend, but she turned into a customer looking in that neighborhood. And I was like, oh, I don't know what happened there. I remembered the lady's listing, and I was like, I wonder if it ever sold. Turns out it didn't sell. It didn't sell during high season in a golf course community. So now you've missed the market when it comes to those, because a lot of the buyers for golf course communities, they're only here January through April. And not only have you missed the market has now gone down because there are so many more listings for sale in the neighborhood. Listings like doubled. I don't know why I wanted to share that. I was like, man, sometimes you think that you're going to save on commission, but now you've lost $40,000 on the purchase price. Because I thought she could get $380 for it, and they ended up going down to like $340. I was like, what? When I looked at the recent sales, that was a clear $380 all day. Y'all, especially my people that are so, you're concerned about the commission. I understand being concerned about the commission, but also be concerned going with someone that was so quickly acquiesce and decide, oh, well, I don't need 3%. I could do it for 2%. I could do it for 1%. But what can they do for 1%? I can't even pay for a mailer for 1%. I can't pay for any digital marketing. I can't pay for any ads for 1% of the purchase price. I can put it online with cell phone pictures. I'm not paying a photographer at 1%. That's crazy. So then I end up in the situations, and I've ended up in the situation several times in real estate where not only did I not make any money, I lost a ton of money, even though I got paid. So I think the advice is go with the person that you think can get your home sold. I don't care how much it costs to go with them. If they have a track record of getting properties sold, even when there's competing properties, go with that person. Because when I got her sister's place sold, I don't even think there was another place that sold over there. 2 of them went off of the market because they were just like, we're going to take it off and put it back on during season, which is a strategy. But then you end up in this medley with all of the other people that are doing the same thing. You're better to work in the market you're in instead of thinking about, oh, well, I could just get this market in the future. The market in the future could be $40,000 less. So now you are trying to save $4,000 on a 1% commission, and now you lost $40,000 on the purchase price. I felt so bad for her. Not like bad saying that, oh, she didn't pick me, I missed out on the commission. I felt like, dang, I wish I could have presented myself a little bit stronger. But I feel like it's boastful to say, oh, I've sold over $60 million in real estate. Ugh. I just don't like talking about myself like that. I've sold over $60 million in real estate. I'm so anti-realtor. I love this work. I love doing what I do, but I don't want to boast and brag about it. It's just, I don't like that. But I do have to figure out a way to be able to show people like, no, I'm here to help you. But I think the perception of most realtors is like, I'm basically like a car salesman. A lot of people do not have respect for the realtor career. A lot of people think it's easy. Where do they get that from? A lot of people think, oh, anyone can do that. Then they try it. And then I'm like, oh, how many houses did you sell? And they're like, oh, I still haven't gotten a client. Oh, that's so crazy. I worked for a builder for 2 years. I worked as a real estate assistant for 2 years. And then I became a realtor. I didn't just decide to jump in it because I thought it was easy money. Oh, I thought he was coming in. So it's like I'm not coming at, oh, and I have a ton of sales training. I've sold roofing jobs. I've sold AC jobs. I was a bartender. I sold timeshare. I've had so much sales training. So it's like when you're interviewing people, I feel like maybe they should ask about their sales experience. Maybe I should talk more about that. I mean, I've had classes on compliance gaining methods and how when you're actually dealing in person with buyers, you know, when you want them to be interested, you lean in. And then when you want them to be interested, you lean back and get them to come in, like the nonverbals. I'm going to work more on that. Done with that. Don't go with the cheap realtor. Go with the realtor you think could get the job done. Don't trust realtors either. I told y'all that. Verify, then verify again. All right, let's see what the market's doing. I'm thinking the market's pretty hot right now. I just put a listing up and it sold in like 11 days here. But it wasn't overpriced. It was presented very nicely in market price. And let's go to Matrix. I think we're right in a pretty balanced market. I'm really surprised it's this busy considering we're out of season, but God is good. Okay. In the last 7 days, there have been 738 new listings. 707 have sold. So to me, that's keeping the inventory kind of right where it is. It's only a 29 property difference between the new listings that have come on and the ones that have gone off the market. There have been 1,185 price decreases. Stop going on the market too high. Y'all list with the person that tells you some silly ass price. Where's the comp supporting that? You list with the person that goes with what you want to list it on. Then you miss the price you could have gotten. Y'all make me sick with that. I've missed out on so many listings by telling people, no, you can't get that price. This is the price. This is the market price for your home. And they're like, oh, well, somebody else told me I could get more. And then I watched the listing and it sells for less than what I told them they could get. 169 listings terminated. 196 expired, 142 went back on the market, 800 went pending. If your house is sitting on the market right now, the price too high. 800 properties went pending in 7 days. They're selling. Let's look at the supply. I bet you it's 6 months. 6.2. Who know their stats? I know my stats. Blah, 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 blah. I love this. Sales are up. Sales in January, 219, but that would have been looking at sales for the previous basically 90 days. They basically doubled their 398 in April. So sales are up. Days on market down. Days on market right now are 53. In March, it was 71. January, it was 49. I think the market's hot right now. The median sales price is up. It's $535. Back in February, it was $495. So, I don't know. Things are heating up. Here, let me turn it around so y'all can see what I'm looking at. So, the supply has steadily creeped down from a high of last February at almost 11 months to back down to 6 this year, April. Sales up. You see that sharp increase of sales. Sales are up. Days on market from a high back here in August of 91, which is the summertime. But let's see what it was doing last April. Last April was 55. This April, 53. I guess it's on par for this time of year. And then the price is coming up too. So from 535, but look at this low down here last July, 460. Now we're up to 535. So I typically tell all of my buyers, this is a great time to buy. When you're going into the summer, up until about November, because right now, if a property has been on the market for 120 days, they miss season. Season's gone. They've missed the high of people buying down here. They're willing to negotiate. Y'all, I just negotiated $103,000 off of list price for a property. It was listed for $824. We got it down to $740 on the initial negotiation. After inspection, I got it down another $19,000. Swish! And the crowd goes wild. Sellers are choking on these homes, especially the ones that bought them to rent. So if y'all don't know anything about hi Joel, I'm just trying to do like a market update because I promised a market update 2 weeks ago. And I'm just doing like a stream of consciousness. So when I first moved down here 10 years ago, the rental market was like maybe 25% of homes, I would say, were rentals. So it wasn't oversaturated. This area was very quiet in the summer. The winters were very busy with a lot of seasonal tourists. Over the last 10 years, I've seen more people stay year round. And the rental market, I bet you about half of these homes are rentals out here now. The rental market is so oversaturated. There's so much competition for rentals. So if you saw your friend 5 years ago getting into rentals and making a killing with rentals, and you bought one at the height of COVID, you probably overpaid for it. Now it's just a couple years later, you can't find a renter. Many of the people that were renting year round moved away because this area has become so expensive to just live in. I think you have to make at least $120,000, $150,000 a year just to be comfortable. I'm not talking about like putting money away or even buying a house. That's just to make it. So now you have people that have overpaid for real estate. They can't find a renter and they have got to get out of this mortgage. That's a lot of the properties I'm seeing right now, especially the ones that are overpriced. So, God, it sounds terrible. But I would encourage buyers to go after homes that have been on the market for 120 days. Let me see how long this one was on, the one I was just talking about. It was on for 156 days. It was on 137 days before it went under contract. That's 4 months. Going on 5 months. So, I mean, that's literally exactly what I just said. They put it on for season. They've missed season. Now they've paid 4 months of mortgage since they put it on. It's empty. It's not being rented. They've paid the taxes in November. Taxes were due by April. So now they've probably paid 20 grand to have a house that's empty. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm just doing a market update. So if you want to have the greatest negotiation strategy, if you need money and seller concessions, go after these homes that have been sitting. That will be your best bet to get the seller to give you 3% back for closing costs, for a conventional 6% back in closing costs for FHA, and end up coming out of pocket the least to get into a home. Earlier this year, I still didn't put his testimonial on here, but I'll do that. I helped a teacher get into a property using the Hometown Heroes money. He got $16,000 to go towards the down payment. He only paid $1,200 at closing. So he got into a 4-bedroom and a den, 2-bathroom home for $1,200. The mortgage on it is like $2,300. So there is a house out here for you. You just have to know how to kind of work it. Okay, I think that's it. That's all I got. I think the market is pretty strong. It's balanced. It's leaning towards a seller's market in certain areas, like the property I listed that just went under contract here. Let me see how long it took. 11 days. It was under contract in 11 days. With the average days on market being 53. I'm still gonna be humble, but y'all know I'm doing my thing. Work with somebody that knows what they're doing. Don't go with these cut rate, cheap agents. They don't care if your property sells, because they got 100 of them listed that are overpriced, that are not selling, and they're hurting sellers. Go with someone that's gonna tell you what you don't want to hear. They're gonna tell you the truth. These are the comps. Mr. and Mrs. Customer. You want $1 million, a house just like yours sold for $850. You'll list it for $1 million, drop it in 6 months to $750 because now the market's gone down. It's the summertime, the market's not gonna go up. Unless we have another apocalyptic COVID-like event where Florida is the only state that remains open. But you can't predict that. So use a professional. And don't trust realtors. Have a good day.